Good day, everyone, and this is Malos Almontaras from Section ABC1. In this video, I'm going to report the digestive system structures and functions. So the importance of knowing the digestive system is knowing its parts and function will help us in satisfying the nutrients required for all animals. To become productive is the very reason why we domesticate them and to provide especially our basic needs. So we're talking about basic needs like meats, eggs, and whatever we can gain through our animals. So by better understanding how the different digestive system of animal works, livestock producers can better understand how to properly take care and feed their animals. So what is the digestive system? In general, it is the process that takes in foods and liquids and breaking down into substances that the body can use for energy, growth, and tissue repair. Waste products the body cannot use leave the body through bowel movements. In animals, the digestive system consists of parts of the body involved in chewing and digesting feed. This system also moves the digested feeds through the animal's body and absorbs the products of digestion. So different species of animals are better able to digest certain types of feeds than others. There are different types of digestive systems. So animals have different food habits and they therefore require different digestive systems for chewing and absorption of nutrients. There are four types of digestive systems found. First is the monogastrics, which belongs to humans, pigs, cat, which have a simple stomachs. The avian, which is called as modified simple stomachs. Examples are chickens, turkeys, ducks, swan, and other poultry species. The ruminants, which is the cattle, cow, and sheep, had the called polygastric stomachs, and the posterior ruminants, which is have the engut ferment, horse, and rabbits are the examples. So monogastric species such as poultry, pigs, and fish are more reliant on grains and pulses that compete for lands that grow human food. So, ruminant species such as sheep, cattle, and goats rely more on grasses and forages that are inedible by humans. This is simplistic but important differentiation. Anatomical part of the digestive system of the ruminants and its functions. So ruminants have a unique digestive system that allows them to better utilize energy from fibrous plant materials than other herbivores. Unlike monogastric such as swine and poultry, ruminants have a digestive system designed to ferment feedstuffs and provide precursor for energy for animals to utilize. So the cattle digestive tract consists of the following. First is the mouth used to harvest produce during grazing or to consume harvested feedstuff. Next is the esophagus, perform the swallowing action through waves of muscle contraction moving the feed down. So the stomach has a four compartment which includes the rumen or the cylindrical pouch, acts as storage or holding pad for feed, the reticulum or the honeycomb, the heavy or dense foods and metal objects eaten by the cow drop into this compartment. The umazum, which is called meneplies, absorb water and other substances from digestive contents. So the abomasum is the true stomach of the ruminants, compartment lined with glands. These glands release hydrochloric acids and digestive enzymes needed to break down feed. So the small intestine consists of three sections, the duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. The small intestine completes most of the digestive process and absorbs many nutrients through villi. The villi is a small finger-like projections. From the villi, the nutrients enter into the blood and lymphatic system. So the cecum is a large area where the small and large intestine meet. The cecum breaks down some previously undigested fiber. So the last part is the large intestine. It's the last section of the tract that undigested foods pass through. Might digest some undigested feeds here, but the main digestive functions of the large intestine is to absorb water. So what is rumination? Rumination is when animals bring back to the food which was already consumed into the mouth and chew it again and again. So rumination is a complex process involving regurgitation, remastication, and salivation, and deglutition. The ruminants firstly not digest the grass and start to eat temporarily in rumen. And when the rumen is become full, then the food come back to the mouth and then they eat properly and the food go to the stomach to digest and undigested food go through the small intestine, then it goes large intestine. So the next part is the anatomical part of the digestive system in the swine and its functions. So the pig has a digestive system which is classified as monogastric or non-ruminants. Human also have this type of digestive system. These have one stomach or mono-one gastric or stomach. The monogastric differs from that of polygastric or ruminant digestive system found in cattle and sheep. So first goes for the mouth serve as a valuable role not only for the consumption of food but it also provides for the initial fertilizer reduction through grinding. So the esophagus is a tube which carries the food from the mouth to the stomach. As there is a muscle contraction, push the food towards the stomach. The stomach is a muscular organ responsible for storage, initiating the breakdown of nutrients and passing the digestion into the small intestine. The small intestine is the major site of the nutrients absorption and is divided into three sections. The first section is the duodenum. The duodenum is approximately 12 inches long and is the portion of the small intestine that ducts from the pancreas and the liver and gallbladder. So the pancreas is involved with both exocrine and endocrine excretion. So the main functions of the large intestine is the absorption of water. The chyme that passes through the small intestine and into the large intestine initially is a very fluid. The large intestine epithelium has a large capacity for water absorption. So the last part is the rectum, surrounded by large bands of muscles, which helps to move digestive waste or feces out of the body. The digestive system of the horse. Horses are non-ruminant, simple stomach herbivores. They are hen-gut fermenters, meaning the large intestine is the main site of fermentation of fibrous feedstuffs. This differs from ruminant animals like cattle, goats, deer, and sheep, which are four-gut fermenters with a rumen and multi-compartment stomach. Functions of each digestive part. So the mouth is the first compartment of the horse digestive system. It ensures four important functions: exprehension of food, chewing, and salivation and swallowing. So esophagus is a simple muscular tube that takes food from mouth to the stomach. The esophagus is around 1.5 mm length in a mature horse. Next is the stomach's main function include mixing, storage, and controlled release of feeds into the small intestine and secretion of pepsin to begin protein digestion. Very little absorption of nutrients occurs in stomachs. So the small intestine is the major site of digestions in the modern performance of horse. Once feed has been digested, it is absorbed through the wall of the small intestine and carried off by the bloodstream to whatever cells needs the nutrients. So the hindgut or large intestine to which digestion in the hindgut is largely microbial rather than enzymatic. Digestion in the hindgut is performed by the billions of symbiotic bacteria which efficiently break down plants, fibers, and undigested starches into smaller compounds called volatile fatty acids which can be absorbed through the gut wall. The cystosome is a blind sac approximately 1.2 long. It is a microbial inculation belt similar to the rumen and the cow. In large colon, microbial digestion or fermentation continues, and most of the nutrients made through microbial digestions are absorbed, here as well as the B group vitamins produced by the bacteria and some trace minerals and phosphorus. The main function of small colon is to reclaim excess moisture and return it to the body. This results in facial balls being formed. The last part is the rectum. It's the final portion of the large intestine and marks the end of the digestive tract. Feces pass through the rectum and are then extracted through the anus. So the last part is the anatomical part of the digestive system of the poultry species animals. Food is taken in with the beak. The perfect tool for picking feed in crumble or pellet form, small grains, grass, or insects. So it's typical to transfer food from the mouth to the stomach. So the special is the crop. They have crop is a pouch in the esophagus used to store food temporarily before moving it into the stomach. So the stomach or the proventriculus or gizzard is principally the organ where food is broken into smaller units. The proventriculus or glandular stomach is continuous with the esophagus on the level of the base of the heart and contains digestive, oxygen secreting, and mucus glands. A strong muscular sphincter separates the proventriculus from the ventriculus. So the gizzard is a muscular part of the stomach that uses grit to grind grains and fiber into smaller particles. Small intestine aids in digestion and nutrient absorption, composed of the duodenum, and ileum. Liver is the large glandular organ in the body, aids in metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. CISA or bacterial actions in the CISA helps break down undigested food passing through the intestine. The CISA turns into the large intestine which connects with the cloaca. Large intestine functions normally to absorb water, dry out indigestible foods, and eliminate waste products. Cloaca is where the digestive or urinary and reproductive system meet. It acts as a waste elimination chamber for both urine and feces vent. is the external opening of the cloaca that passes waste to the outside. Role of the saliva in the digestion. The role of saliva in the digestion of foods is moisten the foods for easy swallowing. It changes the pH level of the food to alkaline so that the breakdown of starch can be initiated. It contains a digestive enzyme called salivary amylase, which breaks down starch into maltose. Salivary glands in the mouth make salivary amylase, which begins the digestive process by breaking down starch when the food is chewed. It converts the starch to maltose, a smaller carbohydrates. Also, a protein digestion begins when start chewing. So there are two types in saliva called amylase and lipase. These mostly break down carbohydrates and fats. Once a protein source reaches your stomach, hydrochloric acid, an enzyme called proteases, break it down into smaller chains of amino acids. So there are different digestive enzymes. Enzymes help make nutrients more available to the animals. Enzymes are proteins or protein-based molecules that increase nutrient utilization in feeds. They have two key roles. They break down a larger molecules in one or more smaller molecules, or they combine smaller molecules into a larger molecule. So the enzyme examples is the amylase. The substrate is the starch from the feedstock of cereals, grain, leguminous grains. Another is the proteases substrate from protein feedstock like plant-derived protein ingredients. Another is the lipases substrate from the lipids. And the feedstocks is the fats and oils in feed sources. Another is the phytases or the phytate substrate, the plant-based feed sources. So protease is break down the protein that can be present in meat, fish, poultry, eggs, cheese, and nuts. Amylase assists your body with the breakdown and subsequent absorption of carbohydrates and starches. The lipase aids the digestion of fats. Cellulose is present in many fruits and vegetables, and it breaks down food fibers which increase their nutritional value to our bodies. So the digestive system, this is enzyme category. So it's from salivary enzyme. So samples is the enzyme name lingual lipase, salivary amylase. So the sources the lingual glands, and then the salivary amylase is the sources from the salivary gland. The substrate of the lingual lipase is the triglycerides, and the salivary glands substrate is the polysaccharides. So the product from the lingual lipase is the free fatty acids and mono and disaccharides. And from the salivary glands product is the disaccharides and the trisaccharides. So another is the gastric enzyme. Enzyme name gastric lipase. Source sheep cells. Substrate triglycerides. Products fatty acids and monoglycosides. So there are many enzymes category that we can see in the table. Their enzyme name, their source, the substrates, and their product. So that's all, and thank you. God bless us.